which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Moment of silence, please. Thank you.
Alderman Ottawa.
Here.
Alderwoman Calderon. Here. Alderman Brickner.
Here.
Alderman Fire.
Here.
Alderman Damon.
Here.
Alderwoman Fliss.
Here.
Mayor Tutai.
Here. Telephonic meeting, none.
And the meeting has been properly posted and noticed.
Public hearing, change of zoning, 1572 East Boulevard Avenue. Change of zoning.
Notice is hereby given that the Common Council of the City of St. Francis will hold a public hearing in the council chambers, St. Francis Civic Center, 3400 East Howard Avenue, St. Francis, Wisconsin, on Tuesday, March 16th, 2021 at 7 p.m. regarding the request for change of zoning from M1 to M1 special use. The legal description involved in the proposed zoning change is as follows. 1572 East Bolivar Avenue, tax key number 583-8022-000. The zoning change would allow for a contractor's yard to store materials and construction equipment outdoors in the rear of the building. Any interested person may be heard at the time of the public hearing.
Is there any citizens that would like to talk on this subject? Is there any citizens that would like to talk on this subject? Is there any citizens that would like to talk on this subject? I call the public hearing closed. Presentation, none. Citizens' comments? Consent agenda. Is there any alderperson that would like anything removed from the consent agenda?
Mayor, I'll make a motion to hold all the consent agendas as one and vote on it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Reports of committees, commissions, and boards. Nothing. Recommendation of action from committees, commissions, and boards. Action to be taken from the licensing committee meeting held March 16th, 2021.
Mayor, we're looking for a beverage operator's license for Emily at Greenmeyer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
That's all from licensing, Mayor.
Thank you. Action to be taken from the Finance Committee meeting held March 16th, 2021.
Mayor, I make a motion to approve the ambulance purchase for 2021.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
Mayor, I make a motion to approve the 2021 sewer rate as presented to the Finance Committee.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
And then, Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to introduce and adopt the resolution to adopt the revised base stormwater charges.
Second.
That is a separate.
Mark and Paul?
Resolution in your packet is not correct. It's
Oh. Okay.
it's been corrected to reflect that the storm sewer charges, or stormwater charge utility is going to be per equivalent residential unit, which is the average single-family home in St. Francis, is gonna go from $48 a year to $60 a year. I think in your packet, it indicates that it's $3.75 a quarter. That's not correct. It's actually gonna be $15 a quarter.
Oh, I see. Hold on.
Okay.
Everyone good with that?
Yeah, I
Any
just want to
questions?
point out as we're talking about this that we are simply passing on these fees from MMSD, and that the city would incur a deficit if we chose to not introduce and adopt this tonight.
doesn't mean I'm happy with it.
Yeah, me either.
Mr. Mayor, the resolution is a separate agenda item, so if the council wants to take that up now, you could entertain a motion to suspend the agenda and take that out of order.
On the agenda?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Or just-
It's number 2 under resolutions. Yep.
So I think at this point, I think if the motion is just to accept the Finance Committee's recommendation, then you can just leave the agenda as it is. If you want to vote on it, then you should move it up.
And you don't have to suspend the agenda.
Right. Then amend your motion to,
I'll amend my motion there to.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Resolutions and ordinances. Preliminary resolution declaring intent to levy special assessments under municipal police power pursuant to state statute 66.0703.
I'll move to introduce and adopt.
Second.
Any further discussion?
I read it in my packet.
All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Resolution to adopt a revised base stormwater charge for the city of St. Francis. Base stormwater charge 030921.
And this is as amended by the Finance Committee's recommendation? Would be the, right? That
I'll
would be
make a
the-
motion to adopt as as amended by the Finance Committee this evening.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Ordinance to conditionally rezone certain lands in the city of St. Francis from M1 Limited Industrial District to M1 Limited Industrial District with a special use under State Statute 455-29C of the City of St. Francis zoning code, 1572 East Boulevard Avenue.
What is he, exactly is he looking for with the special use? I mean, what does he want to use the land for?
This just permits a contractor's yard to be, so he's requesting outdoor storage of some of his equipment and vehicles. And then he's going to have bins for gravel, sand.
Just in the back of that property.
It's way in the back, yeah.
The red dot is. And he's still gonna pave that area in between there, correct? On the back side of the building?
None of this is visible, it's all, the building is hidden.
Correct.
I'll make a motion to introduce and adopt, or conditionally rezone.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Discussion items with possible action. Correspondence from Poland Bearers,
All enablers.
thank you. No Mo May. Mark or Paul, can you explain? Or Ann?
Yeah.
Paul Enablers Fox Cities would like to initiate another season of our No Mow May initiative under the same parameters as were established in 2020 with a minor adjustment. Last year's No Mow was well received and we anticipate even greater participation, but we did get a number of anecdotal complaints about the aggressive notifications that began in earnest on June 1st. No weed citations issued from May 1st through May 31st with an additional 7-day grace period to accommodate those who choose to participate the entire month, but may need a few extra days to get their lawn mowed. Paul Enablers Fox Cities will supply signage for both yardway sites to direct citizens to alternate drop-off points for grass clippings. Paul Enablers Fox Cities will again coordinate with area community gardens and co-ops to offer free grass clipping collection for registered participants and we would like to better coordinate our community outreach with the city to show a mutual desire for this initiative to succeed. A united front will help the many participants who will not register and will need additional instruction at the end of May. If instituting the grace period requires action by council, please let us know so we can introduce a resolution to address it.
Is this something we participated in last year?
No, they're
Okay.
So what
just
does it
making-
mean, you don't cut your grass? I really didn't get it.
It's a don't cut your grass in the month of May
Oh,
to help
geez.
bees pollinate flowers that would come up in the lawns.
Oh.
Dandelions.
And this is a St. Francis resident that sent the letter, so that's the reason why we placed it on the agenda. But St. Francis has about 30% of our property, our total land mass that's green space,
Yes.
including almost 100 acres of wildlife flowers that's planted directly behind the Civic Center here. So we're a little bit unique. So city staff recommendation is not to recommend not cutting your grass during the month of May. It's only gonna lead to not just weeds and other things that are gonna
Neighbors.
Sure, there goes another excuse for being lazy and not having to cut my grass now that I'm
So did the
retired.
county participate?
Are retired now, so. So do we need a motion or anything on this?
We just place it on file.
just wanna receive and place it on
Yes.
file.
I make a motion to receive and file.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Appointments to committees, commissions, and boards. None. Correspondence with possible action or referral to committees, commissions, and boards. None. Unfinished business. None. Other business. None. Department heads, we'll start with Melinda.
Thank you, Mayor. I am pleased to announce that we have a new engineer in the engineering department, the project engineer one. Yay, it's filled and working. Oh, I'm very, very happy. Hunter Lang is his
Well, then
name.
we'll get a picture of that.
Oh, man, it's so nice. He comes to the city with 5 years of experience with construction and engineering principles and practices. So it's nice that he's not starting from ground zero. I forget that a little bit sometimes when I'm talking to him, but he's already taking up 2 projects that were held over from last year. And he's going out in the field. He's working independently already, so he's and he fits in. He's giving everybody a little crap back when we give him crap, so we're all good. He's really, and I think, going to be a really good asset to the city, so I'm very, very happy to have him on board. R.A. Smith, it was out marking streets for removals out in the 2nd District, all those streets that we passed a resolution for. So there's marks on curb and gutter and sidewalk out there. So we'll be moving those projects forward, and we still have plenty of salt, so we're all good. No worries on that. And with that, I pass.
Thank you. Chief Poplar?
Just a few things. If you saw our Facebook page or driven down Layton Avenue, you can see that we have been busy, along with the police department, training on the commercial building and the residential building. So we were able to host several days of multiple company trainings there, from rooftop stuff to firefighter safety and rescue, search and recovery, that type of stuff. So we've been on the houses and in the houses and in the buildings for a multitude of days, doing multiple different scenarios with Milwaukee, with Cudahy, with several other agencies. So it's been great. So again, thank you to Mark, to the council, to allowing us to get into those. And I know that we had somewhat of a deadline that we had to work around with the demolition, which I believe is forthcoming. We're going to continue training them until they're grass lots, I guess. So it's been very, very, very beneficial. It is few and far between that we get a commercial building of that size to train in, much less a residential. But it's been excellent, and it's been appreciated by all of our neighbors. No injuries, everything's been safe. It's been great. And also thank you to Melinda for cutting the trim in the bushes for us going back to last summer, so that our paint didn't get scratched when we parked in there, to clearing out the snow, to Fred working with us. It's been great. I can't say enough about it. Inspector's been busy at the 4200 on the lake. Things are looking really good on the lakefront as far as the Campbell project. And then last thing, we have our 2 new firefighter paramedics that will be starting before next council meeting. So they start on Friday, April 2nd. It'll be a good Friday. And that's it.
Thank you. Chief Hunter?
Thank you, Mayor. We had 2 graduates from the basic SWAT school, Colin Buck and Jason Barris, both graduated from Milwaukee County Basic SWAT. I got good feedback from the instructors that they both have extremely level heads and that they're going to make great SWAT operators. They will be replacing Sergeant Skrivanik and Holly McManus, Detective McManus on the team. They'll start training every other Wednesday with the team from this point forward. So great officers. They're going to make great SWAT operators as well. Very level-headed. And again, to echo Chief Poplar's, thank you to Mark, thank you to the city for allowing us to utilize those buildings. You cannot replicate that any other way but to use facilities like that. And we search countywide, and sometimes we hit, sometimes we miss. Those buildings, we were able to use gas and actually put gas into the building. We were able to breach the inside. One quick story. Once we were done, we wrapped it up with tape. We thought we were good to go. I got a call from our 3rd shift sergeant saying I think there was some damage done to the buildings that wasn't there previously, based on the pictures that we saved. And he sent me the pictures in the middle of the night, and it was holes in the side of the house. And I kind of panicked a little bit. Found out the fire department was there later on that day, and they were still did a report on it, but we caught the culprits. Yeah, so we're helping with the demolition process is what we're doing. But no, thank you very much for all that. It only makes the teams better and as a whole. So we appreciate that. K9 Riggs has a new Facebook page finally. He just started, so Kyle's not as quick and witty with the Facebook as Bain and Detective McManus, but he's learning. So if you get a chance, like his page, and he's going to continue to try to progress and make that a better page. And then we're still going to try to get onto our city website page and make that a little spruced up. The fire department's got a huge edge on us when it comes to pictures and all that good stuff. But with that said, Christy's been very busy. I sent you guys all the information earlier about WIBERs and NIBERs that transfer over from the UCR. It's going to make a huge difference in reporting, but again, it's putting us ahead of the curve when that comes to that. So crime stats might look like they're going up, but that's not the case. It's just that in the past with the UCR, it would be 1 report per call. So if it's a disorderly conduct call, like I said, that's just what it would show up as, 1 call. Now it's breaking down every offense within that call. So if we go to a house for disorderly conduct and there's 5 different charges that come out of that, there's going to be 5 different calls, basically. So it'll look like 5 separate reports. So it's going to look like crime went up when that's not necessarily the truth. So, but it's just a very accurate way to report it, and that's how the federal government reports it, and that's how we're going to report from this point forward. And Chrissy's going to begin training on that. We also received a $24,000 grant from, I'm saying Milwaukee County, that is, for fair and impartial policing and implicit bias training, which is being obviously pushed heavily right now. Each agency will have a minimal fee. Our invoice is $150 towards that. The rest of it was eaten up by MATC, who got a grant for $24,849. They're going to host a training. Myself and Captain Blunt are going for the executive training. That's a 1-day course. And then I have 2 trainers, instructors that are going for the 2-day course, the training the trainer course on implicit bias and fair and impartial policing. And that'll take place in May after I come back from Quantico. And with that, National Night Out application was submitted. I'm not sure. I still have to talk to Jackie to see if that's going to be a go or not. But it was submitted, and the fee has been paid, and it is refundable if that does not go in August. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Chief. Ann?
sewer bills will be going out at the end of this month. We are in the middle or the start of our audit of 2020. Chief, you did forget to comment that you received a $4,000 grant from Community Insurance. And both the police and the fire department received $4,000 each from the FBI Citizens Alumni Academy to use toward equipment. And just a friendly reminder that our next council meeting will be on Wednesday, February
April.
7th, because we have an election again on April 6th. And last but not least, and most importantly, Saturday is the St. Francis Civic Association Spaghetti Dinner. Melinda's been really helpful with helping us as the Civic Association do the drive patterns to get the drive-through going through the high school. And for the first time ever, we actually will have contactless payments, so you can pay with a debit or a credit card. And with that, I pass.
Thank you. Paul?
Can you just waive the credit card, or do you have to?
You have to swipe it.
Cool. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I will be guest speaking on the 31st of the month with the Citizen Police Academy, making my annual pilgrimage there with mask. Otherwise, quite honestly, I have nothing I can talk about in closed session this evening. I mean, open session, rather, and we don't have a closed session, so I'm.
You had me look down to make sure we weren't going to close session. Did I miss that?
Yeah, no, I can't say anything. And with that, I pass.
You are good. Thank you, sir. Mark?
Thank you, Mayor. As Ann alluded, we are working on the audit for 2020. Right now, early indications are that we're going to have a slight deficit for the 2020 budget. Revenues were down in some areas. Fines for police, there was a short period of time there, about 3 months, where the police weren't issuing the number of tickets that they normally issue. Building permits were down. So COVID did affect us a little bit last year with regard to our budget, so we could see a little or a small deficit for the 2020 budget. However, the Federal American Rescue Plan that was just passed is a $350 billion allocation amount to municipalities. The city of Milwaukee is reportedly getting 405 is it $billion? $billion? No,
Million.
$405 million.
Million.
$million. So there is a the League of Wisconsin Municipalities is having a webinar on Friday, which I'm going to participate in. I think these funds are not directly related to direct expenses, so there may be funds available to the city of St. Francis and other municipalities in the state of Wisconsin that were affected by COVID, whether their revenues declined or whatever. So we may be able to recapture some of that funding for this next funding source. And that's all I have. Thanks.
Thank you. Debbie?
Pass, Mr. Mayor.
Sarah?
I pass too, Mr. Mayor.
Sean?
Congrats, Melinda, on your new team member. Nick, Chief Poplar, congrats on your 2 members, and Chief Hunter, just adding more skills to the team. Nice work. It would be beneficial if we have future events like that on Layton Avenue, though, if we had some kind of a sign that says this is a training event. Social media blew up. What's going on? What's happening? Everybody's over there. It would just calm people down if they knew it wasn't. Oh, you did?
Yeah.
So they just didn't see him. Oh, my apologies.
And when is Planet Fitness opening?
Oh, my God. Yeah, does anybody know? With that, I'll pass.
Thank you, Sean. Don?
I will pass also.
3 times a week.
Oh, at least.
Matt?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, just certainly, extend, you guys are doing great work, continuing to do great work for the city. And myself, and I know my constituents are very, very pleased with the work that you all are doing. I guess that's all I have tonight.
Thank you. Steve?
Nothing this evening, sir.
Thank you. Only thing that I have to say is for the two chiefs, great job. Melinda, I'm very happy you have a new worker. That is awesome, long overdue. Thank you. Thank you for your patience. I'd like to say for the city clerks, I've been in here more. You guys are overworked and underpaid. You guys are awesome. And with that, I will pass.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. We
Man,
are
you have
adjourned.
that on record.